to another episode of the podcast, Magnet Ball Podcast here. I'm here with Jaden Sheffy and Makai Slaughter, and we're talking college football. Today we're going to recap week 4 of the college football season, and we're going to talk about, I think, a couple things that went down over the weekend, and then we'll talk about some week 5 matchups as well, and then I'll discuss my top 10 power rankings. So over the weekend, we saw number 9 Illinois go to number 22 Indiana and lose a pretty it was pretty bad beatdown for Illinois. They lost 63 to 10. Then we'll discuss number 22 Auburn going to Oklahoma, losing a close one, 24 to 17, and then we'll talk about Texas Tech going to Utah and destroying the Utes at home, 34 to 10. So we're gonna start with the number 9 Illinois going to Indiana. Makai, your thoughts?
Yeah, this was a top 25 matchup that a lot of people were excited for going into this matchup. A lot of people were surprised about the line, especially going into this game. I've seen a lot of people taking Illinois and being like, "Yeah, there's just no way Indiana will cover the 6.5." And boy, that game was over quick, fast, in a hurry. Indiana just looked faster. They looked better. They just looked good all around in all facets of the game. Dominated from defense, offense, special teams in the trenches. Um, IU looked really good. I think that is a very good football team. In Illinois, yeah, y'all are frauds. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. They are fraudulent, very, very fraudulent. You cannot get beat by 53 points on the road like that. Like that's just embarrassing if we consider you a top 10 team. That was embarrassing. Luke Altmaier was on his back all night. Can't even really blame him too much. Like he just had no time. Like he had no time to do anything. Like it was bad. It was very, very bad. But Indiana, they just looked fast. They looked really, really fast on the outside. And anybody that got to see Indiana later on in the season, good luck with trying to stop those weapons because they look fast with Omarion, who's the other guy, Elijah Surratt, Roman him. They have like 3, 4 different running backs that can all tote it very well. Yeah, so good luck trying to stop Indiana, and Fernando Mendoza can spin it. So Indiana looks really, really good, and I like what I saw from them.
Yeah, nothing other to say, but great belt for this game. Wasn't definitely not expecting this. I mean, as Makai said, to lose by 53 in a Big Ten matchup, you're a top 10 team. It just can't happen. But Mendoza, man, 21 and 23, 267, 5 tuds. I mean, that's you can't ask for a better night out of your quarterback. Even in the running game, their top running back, Kobe Martin, 12 carries, 107, 2 tuds. Yeah, this offense looks really good. Um, I think it's top 3 offense right now in the Big Ten, and I think they're only going to continue to get better.
Yeah, I totally agree with both of y'all. I think this especially comes down to a team that believes in their coach, their coaching, versus a team that just didn't come prepared. And the score displayed that. Like Jaden said, the offense was clicking on all cylinders. They ran the ball, they passed the ball, they did whatever they want to Illinois, and they couldn't stop it. Makai alluded a bit to their defense. They gave Luke Altmaier fits all game. He was sacked 7 times. They couldn't run the ball. Yeah, it was just a bad display for Illinois, and we kept talking about them. They haven't been tested um, coming into this game, and even though they beat up on some pretty bad teams, to lose 63 to 10, I get it is on the road, but still, like you were higher ranked. You weren't favored, but you know it, they were a 4 point underdog, and they lost by 53. So, um, yeah, just total terrible display by Illinois, and they got to bounce back from this. But all credit goes to Indiana. We talked about that coach. He says all he does is win, and he proved that in this game. And Indiana's going to be a tough out for anyone in the Big Ten moving on for the rest of the season. We'll go ahead and move on. We had 22 Auburn going to number 11 Oklahoma, and Oklahoma won this game 24-17 at home. Makai, let's hear your thoughts on this one.
This was a great game. I would probably say this was the best game of the weekend. Auburn looked good. I got to give Auburn the credit. I thought they came in and they played the style of football that I thought could win them the game. It was relatively low scoring. Jackson Arnold made a couple plays with his legs, did just enough with his arm. They had a 1 point lead. Going into the final drive, and just John Mateer, man, like, dude, he's a dude, and he led him with that game-winning drive, and he did it. And yeah, one thing about Auburn though, they got to figure out that offensive line. That's an unacceptable performance. I thought there was times Arnold held it on a little too long, but at the end of the day, he was just on his back, especially that last drive. Like that was just like that's just awful. Like that just can't happen. That just can't happen in must-pass situations. But yeah, Auburn, you got to figure out that pass blocking O line. But if you're Auburn, like I wouldn't take away and be so distraught. Like, yeah, you lost the game, unfortunately, but they went out there and they competed and they looked fine trying to go out there and compete. And there's definitely some positives they can take away from this game heading into a tough matchup at A&M next week. So um, definitely they just got to throw this one in the closet and just get ready. But if you're Oklahoma, great win, way to grind it out. And even though you didn't play your best football, you still walked out with a W and you're still undefeated. So.
Really like what not only Venables has done to that defense, but Arbuckle, the offensive coordinator, coming over from Wazoo. He's coached some good quarterbacks, Mateer, Cam Ward, just to name two. But I really like what he's done with the offense as far as passing concepts are concerned. They've been really spinning the ball each game. They've played two tough teams, Michigan and now Auburn, and they've been able to throw that thing through the air and be very successful. They had 271 yards passing. Mateer is very efficient, 24-36. That's a solid day. I just think they need to figure out their run game. You can't have 35 total yards of rushing. When you play tougher opponents, especially in this conference, the SEC, you're going to get throttled. So Mateer can't go into every single game having to do it all himself. He led the team in rushing with 29 rushing yards. It just can't happen. But way to squeeze out a win. If they figure out this run game down the stretch going in the rest of the season, this will be a very dangerous Oklahoma team.
Yeah, I'm just gonna echo what Jaden said. I think Auburn played really well, and to have their quarterback sacked 10 times and only lose by 7 on the road, that speaks volumes to the rest of the team's play, beside the O line. But like Jaden said, Oklahoma's gonna have a much tougher road coming up, and they're gonna play a lot harder teams than Auburn. And they played two good teams at home, and we haven't seen them go on a road and face a tough team in a tough environment. And to have John Mateer be your main running back, as well as him having to orchestrate the offense from the passing game, it's just way too much to ask, especially against tougher SEC opponents. So they got a good win, but I think offensively they got a couple things to figure out. Defensively, I think Oklahoma played well. Um, I think if you sack opposing team's quarterback 10 times, though, it needs to be larger win for Oklahoma. But um, they have two big wins, and that's what matters is getting the W. So we'll move on to the final game we're going to talk about for week 4. We had number 21, Texas Tech, going to Utah and blowing them out 34-10. Makai, your thoughts?
Yeah, this was just a dominating performance from Texas Tech, especially the second half. Texas Tech defense is really good. The transfer out of UCF, the D tackle up front, he was just causing havoc everywhere for Utah. I mean, for Texas Tech against Utah. Um, yeah, Texas Tech looked really good. Their offense looked really good. Seemed like they struggled a bit in the first half, but second half they just really got it going. And Will Hammond, man, he low key is better than Bryn Morton. I mean, let's be honest. I love what I saw from Will Hammond, and the fact that he's a freshman, he looked incredible. Throwing the football, he clearly has a big arm and an accurate arm at that, and he can run too. Like he's a very good athlete. Um, but if you're Texas Tech, wow, like yeah, we know they can score the football, but to see what they did defensively is what blew me away in this game. And why? I mean, if you're Texas Tech, you should feel like, hey, we're the favorites in the Big 12. Like, I mean, we got the offense, we can go out and score, and then we can also stop teams and hold teams to 10 points. And they caused a lot of turnovers. I believe they had 4 turnovers against Utah. So that create 4 takeaways and then go out there and still put up 34 points, man, if you're Texas Tech, you feel like you can win in a variety of ways. So that was a very, very impressive and strong win for Tech, and to do that on the road was highly impressive.
A great game. Very much so a defensive first half for sure. They were going back and forth, trading turnovers essentially. I thought Morton looked very hesitant in the first half, looked a little fearful at times under pressure. Texas Tech has a decision to make from a coaching staff standpoint. That boy Hammond can ball. So I think you have to really consider like, do we want to start this freshman the rest of the year? He balled out 13 to 16, 169, rushed for 61 yards. In a huge game like this on Fox prime time, like against a really good Utah defense, might be something to consider, something we could see down the road. This freshman playing a lot more. I'll focus on the Utah side a little bit. Dampier just needs to play better, simply put. Um, you're experienced, you're a good quarterback, athletic is all get out, but 25 to 38 is not going to do it. 2 picks, no touchdowns. Didn't even throw for over 170 yards. It's just not going to get it done, especially at home. I thought the defense did what they needed to do on both sides, um, but they just ran away with it the fourth quarter, Texas Tech. So defense was out there most of the game. It's kind of bound to happen at that point. But this was very, very embarrassing for Utah to get spanked at home like this.
Yeah, this game was a lot closer than the score alludes. Texas Tech put up 24 in the fourth and ran away with the game. Dampierre's got to play better. Like Jaden said, he's experienced and he had 3 turnovers by himself. Um, and then you just see the averages of the offense. You know, passing attempts, he averaged 6.5 yards per pass, and then in the run game, he averaged 2.5 per run. So like you're pretty much going nowhere. I don't think the play calling for Utah was that great either. A lot of just like trying to methodically pick their way down the field, and Texas Tech was just too fast for them to pick for Utah to pick them apart in this short passing game. So I put a little blame on the coaches there, but overall, I just think Utah's got to play better, especially at home. The defense kept it close half, but when they're just going three and out, three and out, three and out, and you just keep asking your defense to be on the field, it's going to take its toll. Um, and get a chance to see time of possession wasn't even that lopsided, to be honest. But yeah, and Texas Tech had 12 more penalties than Utah, so kind of interesting. But I think overall Utah just got to play better on offense. You saw in the first 3 games they played, they were putting up numbers on weaker opponents, and then they finally seen a real defense that came prepared, and they just couldn't really do much. So I think they'll figure it out moving forward, but great display from Texas Tech, and they're the favorite now in the Big 12, and they got to play like it every week because you know Big 12 teams are are good, and it's not easy to win the Big 12. But now that they won this game, they gotta show up every week and win out. So yeah, no, it was a good game from Texas Tech, and all kudos to that team. Moving on, we are gonna discuss my top 10 rankings for moving into week 5. I'm going to give an honorable mention to the team we just talked about, Texas Tech. I was itchy to put this team in the top 10, especially after winning so convincingly at Utah, but albeit it is a Big 12 team, and there are a couple other teams that have tougher matchups in tougher conferences. So, starting at number 10, I have Texas A&M. I don't believe they played this week, but They had that big win over Notre Dame at Notre Dame, so I'm gonna keep them in the top 10. At 9, I have Indiana. What they did to Illinois was just it was impressive, and in the fashion they did it, they just put belt down on this team, and they're deserving of being a top 10 team. Moving on, we got number at number 8 we got FSU. They have that big win over Bama, and they continue to just look um, like a good team. Um, their quarterback Castellanos, he's slinging it, and um, I think them and Miami are the teams to be in the ACC. At 7, I got Oregon. Um, this seems it could be a bit low, but I just put them at 7 just because they haven't played anyone yet, and they did struggle a bit in the first half with Oregon State, but they eventually ran away with it in the second half. They just haven't had that tough of a schedule yet, but we will see how they look against Penn State this week. At 6, I got Oklahoma. Why I have them over Oregon is they played two ranked teams. Um, it was at home, but they beat a Michigan team that just won against Nebraska this week at Nebraska, and then they beat a strong Auburn team that also looked really good in their first 4 weeks of play. Top 5 now, I got Penn State at 5. I believe they also had a bye week as well, and the reason why I don't have this team higher is because same thing like Oregon, they haven't played anyone yet, and their offense has stalled at times against weaker opponents. Um, I do believe they have Oregon at home this week, so this team's gonna have to come prepared because Oregon's gonna give them all they can handle at home. 4, I got Georgia. Um, they have that big win against Tennessee. I feel like they played a tougher schedule than Penn State, even though they had a bye week as well. But I'm gonna keep Georgia in that 4 slot. At 3, I got LSU. Um, their offense has stalled a little bit too as well, but they have those marquee wins and over Notre Dame, and I think that they're going to be a tough out for anybody in the SEC. Miami, I got Miami at number 2. They beat Notre Dame, USF, and Florida convincingly. They just keep racking up these ranked wins, so I'm going to move them up to number 2. And then obviously at number 1, Buckeyes are rolling. Um, they got a good matchup against UW this week, and I think they'll be challenged a little bit on the road. But I'm going to keep this team at 1 because we haven't seen any reason otherwise not to put them at number 1. So that's my top 10. Let's hear you guys' thoughts.
Okay.
I thought the list wasn't bad. Um, the only thing I probably nitpicking just a little bit. I probably would have brought my LSU a little bit down. I think they're bad. Their wins are just not that impressive, especially as time is kind of eclipsing. I mean, obviously hindsight's always 2020, but Clemson win, it's just not impressive anymore. That team is cooked. Florida is just not impressive anymore. That team is also fried. It's just they just aren't impressive wins. And then when like I don't know how you justifiably putting him over Georgia. I don't even think they've looked as good as Georgia, especially on the offensive side. And I think defensively, yeah, it looks better than Georgia, but it's not like an astronomical gap. But they're better. Like they're better. But yeah, I think the LSU's one's probably the only one I would say. And then I probably should have just put Oklahoma over Penn State. You know, just kind of over your lot based on your logic. You felt like because they had better wins, which is fine. It's fair. Just to keep the consistency, you might as well put them over Penn State because Penn State hasn't beat anybody just like Oregon. Um, but I mean, we're gonna find out about Penn State this week, so um, that's probably my only thing nitpicking. But Indiana, love that you put them in there. They well deserved, well deserved. So
Yeah, I like the list. I don't have anything much to say about it. I like how you kept Texas out. I don't think they deserve to be a top 10 team. Um, I thought Oregon was a little low, but I get your philosophy there. But I'm excited for that game this weekend. Oregon Penn State. That's going to tell us a lot. LSU. I can't really credit them for nothing much right now. Um, haven't played no one. Yeah, we thought Clemson was going to be something. Look how that's turned out. Um, I don't think they played Notre Dame. I think you might have. Um,
Yeah, I made a mistake. They play Clemson
yeah.
week one.
Um, and then they played. I don't know. I don't even know what other two teams they played. They weren't good, but they didn't win by that much. In my opinion, I think teams like Oklahoma, Georgia, Tennessee, name three. I'll stop there, but they all beat LSU. Um, I don't think LSU is better than those teams. So, yeah, overall great list. I don't have too much to say about it, but I like the changes you made, especially towards the bottom.
Yeah, the only thing I'll say about LSU is I think we credit these teams at the time, you play a team. And when they played Clemson and when they played Florida, they were top teams, or at least top 25 ranked teams. Uh, Georgia has that one win over Tennessee, which was huge, and then LSU has those two wins, even though Clemson and Florida aren't much of anything anymore. So I totally hear you on that. You know what, Makai? I kind of like Oklahoma over Penn State. Like, I'm not mad at that. So I just thought, moving them all the way up to five, like, that's a big jump. But, you know, like I said, Oregon ain't play nobody. Penn State ain't play nobody. So I wouldn't be mad if, Oklahoma's at five and Penn State's at six. But I appreciate the feedback. And yeah, we'll keep it moving because I think we got five or six. We got six games to talk about for this week. There's a lot of big games happening. So without further ado, we'll jump into these week five matchups. We have number 24 TCU going to Arizona State and playing the Sun Devils, and the Sun Devils are a 2.5 point favorite. So I will start with Jaden, and let's get your thoughts on this game.
I'm actually very excited for this game. I think we're going to see both offenses have a field day on both sides. I think TCU and Arizona State, not only do they have good skills players, but their quarterbacks have been slinging it so far. You've obviously got Levitt on one side, you've got Hoover on the other. This is going to be a very good game offensively. I think the key is obviously, yes, taking care of the football, but Arizona State, this is their chance to rebound and get back into the top 25. TCU's played very good football um, this season so far. Defense has looked pretty solid. I really like their secondary. I think that's the strongest part of their team. So it's going to be a challenge for them to uh, being able to stop Arizona State's offense. But I think this will be a great game. And for me, I think I'm got Arizona State winning this one. I'm in a close one. I've got them winning probably no probably no more than five. It's going to be a one possession game.
Yeah, this game is going to be a good one. I think it's your typical Friday. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun, and it's going to be fast, and there's going to be a lot of offense. Arizona State's definitely going to be looking to bounce back. They've been waiting, itching to play against one of these better teams in the nation. So this is giving them the opportunity to, rebound from that Mississippi State win. I as well have Arizona State picked in this game. I love what I saw from TCU here recently and how well they've played. I watched a little bit against SMU. They looked really good offensively, and people forget this TCU team did win 9 games last year, and they had a lot of the same pieces coming back. So TCU is going to be a tough out in the Big 12 for the remaining of the year. But I just think playing at ASU Friday is going to be packed. I think ASU really they need this, and I think they understand they need this, and I think they bounce back, and I think they get a huge win. I think this game's going to be very fun, high scoring, but I like ASU 40-35.
For my scoring, I had it Arizona State 42, TCU 39.
Yeah. Um, I I think Arizona State understands like they got to get this win going into their bye week because after their bye week they have to go to Utah and then they have Texas Tech right after that, and those will be two tough matchups for them. They lost that close one to Mississippi State at Mississippi State, and then they bounced back and they got that big win at Baylor. Um, yeah, I think this is a game they know they have to win, and I think Levitt and Tyson, they're going to have to put up big numbers in this game, especially against a suspect TCU defense. TCU has looked good, but teams have been able to move the ball and score on them. So I totally agree with you guys. I think this is going to be a high scoring game. I got Arizona State winning this game as well, 31 to 27. So they will cover the spread. Moving on, we got number three LSU going to number 13 Ole Miss, and I think this will be a great game. I believe Ole Miss is even favored over the number three team in the country, which is saying a lot. Jaden, your thoughts?
Yeah, another great game. Um, the prediction for like ESPN analytics has Ole Miss at a 73% clip for LSU, which is kind of insane. Um, but I think this will be another great game. Ole Miss, fairly a younger team, but I think they pull out the win. I think they upset LSU at home. These SEC games are just very unpredictable at times, and it's always very tough to win on the road from LSU's standpoint. Um, as Dylan alluded to a little bit earlier, the offense has stalled a little bit for LSU. Um, I think Ole Miss has been playing very good football as of late. I've got them winning in a close one. I don't think it'll be too high scoring, but I've got Ole Miss pulling away with an upset, 25 to 20.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a very good game. Your typical top 15 SEC matchup, high rated SEC team going into a slightly lesser rated SEC school. I like Ole Miss as well. I think LSU gets exposed this week. Not saying they get blown out or anything, but I think this is the game where all their flaws become their downfall. Yeah, LSU's inability to move the football consistently is definitely been my worry and something that I've been tracking and watching over the last couple of games, and it's just not. It just doesn't look good. And I think when you're going against a high-powered offense like this Ole Miss offense, it's going to be a problem because the more you keep that defense out there, it's going to get tired, and they're going to begin to allow big plays. And that's why I like Ole Miss in this game. I think Ole Miss covers that 1.5 for sure. Score. I don't think Ole Miss puts up a whole lot. I don't think they'll hit 40s, but I think they do score enough. So I like Ole Miss 28 to 17. Yeah.
Yeah, this will be a good game. You guys both took Ole Miss, and I feel like Ole Miss in these big games they tend to just stink it up for some reason. In the past, I can't remember the last time they won against a top tier SEC team.
Georgia.
That's was that last year?
They took
They
it
beat
to them
Georgia on.
at home.
All right, I stand corrected. Um,
I
yeah, you guys have Ole Miss winning this game. I'm gonna take LSU. I think obviously they played a lesser opponent last week, but I feel like they had a week off from playing Florida and then Clemson before that to figure themselves out a little bit. Um, I got LSU winning this game. I think it's going to be a close, really close game. I got them winning on a last minute field goal. I got LSU winning this game. Um, I'm going to go 24-21 LSU. But it will be a close game indeed, and I won't be surprised if Ole Miss pulls off this upset. Moving on, I think this will be probably the best game of the week, especially because Illinois just got destroyed on the road. We have a good team in USC, led by Jordan Mayava, and 21 ranked USC going to now 23 ranked Illinois. And USC is actually favored heavily in this game, 6.5 points. Um, so, Jay, let's get your thoughts and prediction.
Yeah, Illinois just came off obviously a very big loss on the road to Indiana. Unfortunately, I don't really see this team rebounding in this game, even though it is at home. USC is a very good team. The only thing I'm always concerned about with these USC teams is how the defense can hold up. That's just kind of my fear. But I think Altmaier has a solid game. I'm not saying that he does bad, but I just don't think that they pull out with a win. This USC team is very fast, especially offensively. So I've got this being a very high scoring game, believe it or not. But I've got USC pulling away with the win on the road, and I've got them winning 45 to 40.
Yeah, Illinois is coming off a very, very disappointing loss. And if they think Indiana's fast, well, my goodness, I don't know what to tell you. It's about to take a step up offensively. Jaden Mayava is playing like a top five QB. I don't think anybody's really talking about how well he's been playing. Um, Here recently, he's been playing extremely, extremely well. And against Michigan State, he looked amazing. I mean, he made some plays. I was just like, whoa, like he looks amazing. And Illinois is just I don't know. I don't know what to think of this team. I think USC is going to go out and put up a lot of points, and I think it could get ugly if they don't tone it down. But with that being said, yeah, I too I think USC scores a lot of points, and I think they just end up pulling away towards the end. So with my score, I got USC 45, Illinois 27.
Yeah, um, I see this game being a shootout for sure. I definitely agree with the both of you guys on that. What I'm a bit worried about is USC's defense. Purdue was able to put up 17 on them. Georgia Southern putting up 20 on them. Michigan State putting up 31 on them. I think this game is going to be a lot closer than the spread is showing. I think Illinois is going to bounce back, especially at home. But I still think USC is the better team. Mayava is playing really well, and they can run the ball. Um, so I got USC still winning this game. I don't think they'll cover the spread, so I got them winning 42 to 38 on the road. Moving on, we got classic SEC showdown. This is gonna have all the views. We got number 17 Alabama bouncing back from that week 1 loss to Florida State. They're traveling to Georgia, number 5 team in the country, and Georgia is only favored by 3 points. So, yeah, let's hear your thoughts on the spread, Jaden.
Yeah, I think that's interesting. It's a lot closer than I would have guessed. Um, it'll be a close first half. I think Georgia pulls away in the second. Alabama's just a so-so team to me. Obviously, they've done well the last couple weeks, rebounding after that Florida State loss, but Georgia's just a much different level, to be completely honest with you. I think they'll be able to move the ball similarly how Tennessee had success in the first half, but Georgia's going to figure it out second half and shut Alabama down. So I think it's going to be a little bit more than the spread has. Uh, Georgia winning this one at home in a pretty convincing fashion. I've got Georgia winning this game 33 to 24.
I as well. I think this is gonna be a very good game. I got Georgia as well, but I think it's gonna be close. Alabama definitely had some positives over the last couple weeks. I think they figured out the offense situation. I think they figured out how to utilize Ryan Williams and how to get the most out of him. Like he looked incredible versus Wisconsin. I mean, the plays he makes he just proved why we consider him a top five receiver, top three receiver in the nation. Um, but I like Georgia. I think Georgia's just better offensively, and I think that's what's going to be the big factor in this game. But with that being said, I like Georgia 34-31 off a field goal. So I think this is going to be a lot closer than people think. I do not think Georgia covers. So, yep.
Yeah, I think Bama is a different team than Week One. Both these teams are coming off a bye week, but I think where Georgia separates is the preparation from their coaching, as well as they went to Tennessee and they got tested, and they came out stronger as a team from that game, and I think that's going to show in this one at home. Um, I think Bama will keep it close in the first half, but I can't I can't see Georgia losing this game, especially at home. Um, I'm rolling with Kirby Smart in this one. I think offenses will look sort of on par, but I think Georgia's defense will make a few more plays than Bama's defense, especially concerning um, Bama's effort and pursuit to the ball. I got Georgia winning this game. I think it'll be close, but I think I'm going to take Georgia 38-27 in a somewhat high scoring affair. Moving on, we got a Big Ten showdown. We got both of these teams finally playing quality opponents. We got number six, the Oregon Ducks, traveling to number three, Penn State. Penn State is a 3.5 point favorite, um, and I think that's a fair spread. Jaden, let's get your thoughts.
This one was really tough for me to think about because both teams, not only have they not played anyone, but there's just so much that goes into this game. For example, this is Penn State's home field. It's the whiteout game of the year for them. Um, yes, they're both good teams, but I also have to look at Drew Aller and James Franklin don't do very well in top 10 games. Um, that kind of makes me pause a little bit. But I think Oregon, over the last couple of weeks, they showed some flashes of immaturity. Um, being that, yes, they do have some new faces on the offense, they do have a young quarterback. I think this is going to be a very tough test for him. You know, this is not Northwestern, this is not Oklahoma State. This is a very tough place to play. I think that will feed into Penn State's favor. The way they're going to win this game is by turnovers and running the football. Let's be honest. Drew Aller is not going to win them this game. So if they're going to win this game, it's going to come in the trenches and it's going to come by running the ball. With that said, I think this is a close game, maybe a little less scoring. I don't think it'll be a shootout, but I'm gonna lean towards Oregon, fellas. Actually, now that I think about it, um, I just can't trust the coaching. Um, I've seen this movie too many times. So I've got Oregon winning in a very close one. Big statement win for Dan Lanning and the team, but I got Oregon winning 23-20.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I have been going back and forth with this one. Just a couple of things. Oregon, one of their main struggles, is stopping the run. Penn State runs the ball very well. I would say quarterback wise, Oregon probably has a better quarterback. Drew Aller, he's just like a deer in headlights when it comes to big games. I don't know what to tell you. James Franklin, he's just like a deer in headlights when it comes to big games. And that scares me. That scares me with them. But they do have the home field advantage. It's a whiteout. Uh, man, I'm gonna take Penn State. I'm gonna take Penn State. I think Penn State gets it done. I think they rely on the running game. I think they play great defense. I think they don't ask Drew Aller to do too much. Just don't turn over the football. I think he doesn't turn over the football. And yeah, I like Penn State. It's going to be a very, very close game. I like Penn State 20-14. But it's going to be a very, very, very close game. So
Yeah, I agree with the both of y'all. I think this is gonna be the closest game of the weekend. My pick comes down to just Drew Aller and that coach. In big moments, they just can't do it, and they haven't shown me why. That's gonna change, especially from the three games they played so far. Um, Albeit Oregon hasn't played that well the past 2 weeks, but those first two games they played, they put belt down. I think Dan Lanning is a good coach, and other than that bad loss to Ohio State last year, he hasn't shown me um, any reason why I shouldn't take them in this game. I'm rocking with Oregon in this one, even though I hate Ducks. I really do. I'm rocking with Oregon, and I think they'll win a close one, 21-20 on the road in a heartbreaking loss for Penn State. All right, last game to talk about for the night. We got the number one team in the country coming to our hometown in the Washington Huskies. It's going to be a great atmosphere, great game. We got the number one scoring defense playing against the number two scoring offense. And I think it's going to be fireworks. Jalen, let's hear your thoughts on this one.
Love my Huskies. Um, I'm excited to go to the game. Excited to watch this. I think it'll be a very fun atmosphere for those that have not been to a big Husky football game before. It doesn't really get much better than this. Um, Game right on the lake, big atmosphere. It's loud. It's a top five loudest stadium in college football, in my opinion. Um, it's a tough place to play. I think it'll definitely give Julian Sane a little bit of a test in the first half. I'm getting accustomed to the atmosphere. Because let's be honest, yes, Ohio State, good atmosphere there as well, but they are at home against Texas, so he's not hearing much of the crowd noise on the offensive front. He'll definitely get a taste of that here. But there's athletes all over the field. At Ohio State, there's really not there's not a hole in the roster, to be honest with you. Um, I think UW has a very strong offense. I'll be a realist. They've played three high school teams so far. They played Colorado State. They played UC Davis, or otherwise known as Sister of the Nuns. And then you've got the third game that they just played against Wazoo, and that's a junior football team. Um, so it's going to be a tough test. Really bummed that we lost our linebacker. I don't think he'll be healthy for this one. That's a big blow. Um, they're going to have to stop the run. Have to. This game is going to be one up front, just like every big game UW has played in the past. It starts up front. Got to stop the run. Got to slow down the tempo. And you have to be efficient on offense. Damon has to take care of the football. He hasn't seen any skills like this before from a secondary. So these guys are fast. And Patricia's going to throw some things at him. So I hope they're prepared from that side of things. But um, I can't go with my dogs for this one. I think it will be a fun game. But I've got Ohio State winning this one and pulling away in the second half. But I've got Ohio State winning this 35 and UW with 20.
Yeah, my
I hope
Buckeyes.
I'm wrong, by the way. I hope I'm wrong.
He won't be. Yeah. So my Buckeyes are going to the great land of Seattle. It's gonna be a very good game. I think Sands' first true road game, true road test. Especially in an atmosphere like Jaden said. Seattle, Washington, Husky Stadium is a very, very, very tough place to play. If you've never been to a Husky game, big time Husky game, it's definitely warranted. It's amazing. But yeah, this game is going to be very interesting. I think the biggest keys to this game is going to be the trenches. It's going to be interesting to see how Ohio State matches up in the trenches. Because Ohio State run blocking, it can be sketchy sometimes, man. It just, I don't know. And they have their times where it's just sketchy. I think saying he's got to limit some of the mistakes. Had a couple mistakes against Ohio, and it's like, dude, you just can't have that. It's the University of Ohio. We can't have that. Even though they're probably going to win the MAC, You can't do that at Ohio State. Like that's not going to cut it. So my little concern is Sand turns the ball over, can cause this game being a little bit closer than it should be. But at the end of the day, man, Ohio State has the athletes on the outside, receivers, DBs, even the linebackers are freak athletes. And Bo Jackson, the running back freshman for Ohio State, yeah, he's gross. He's very gross. Um, but yeah, I like Ohio State as well. I think the first half is going to be a bit close, and I think Sand settles in second half, and he's just like, "Oh, I got number 4 out there. I got 17 out there. I got 1 out there. We'll be just okay." So yeah, I like Ohio State as well, 35-17.
35-17.
And be happy I gave y'all 17 points, by the way.
That's wild.
That's disrespectful. Yeah, no, I got a dream, fellas. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be here watching this game in 4K, and I'm gonna enjoy it quite a lot. Michigan came to UW last year thinking they were gonna win, and UW is one of the toughest places to play. We haven't lost in 2 years, 24 wins straight. Um, I think people aren't understanding Damon Williams. He's playing like Kyler Murray and Lamar when they were in college. And if you guys disagree with me, just go watch the tape. He is elusive. He is quick. He makes guys run into each other just based off the way he cuts. He's accurate on his deep balls, and his precision is something that even I wasn't expecting. Denzel Boston is gonna be a first round receiver, and Jonah Coleman is a bruiser. And anyone, even include, I get it. It's Ohio State. They got first round talent everywhere, but having to tackle Jonah Coleman all game is it's just like Cam Scatterboo last year, like Texas. Like that whole team was just shook after that game from dealing with Cam Scatterboo, and I think it'll be the same thing here. This is Saints' first road test, and if we look back to that Week 1 game against Texas, Arch Manning did not play well at all on the road, and they only won by 7 points at home. I think there are some holes in this Ohio State team, and I think that starts with Julian Sain as a quarterback. It is his first year, and we haven't seen him on the road. We've seen a bunch of freshman quarterbacks going on the road with Underwood and some other quarterbacks, and they didn't look like themselves. Husky Stadium is a tough place to play. UW is 8.5 point underdogs, and I'm gonna take them in this game. Yes, it is my team. I get it, but I think this is gonna be the upset of 2025, and I'm rolling with my Huskies. I think Damon Williams is gonna start his Heisman campaign right here against Ohio State, and I got the Huskies winning off of a field goal late, 31-29. Thoughts, everybody? Let's hear it.
I'll let Makai go.
Oh man, I
You
don't
can
know.
Makai, just be careful, bro, because you can clown, you can laugh. If
Oh
they win this
man,
game, I'm
first,
coming for your head, dog.
first, first it was we compared Jonah Coleman to Cam Scatterboo. Oh my gosh. Then
Have you seen his stats?
look, he's not Cam Scatterboo, respectfully. Good player, very good player. No, Jonah Coleman is all world. Like I'm not. I think Jonah Coleman's very good. Bro, Cam Scatterboo did literally everything, everything. Respectfully, no. Um, Williams is good. He can play. He can play. Heisman Trophy campaign. Come on, like what are we doing?
Do you
But
think who do
what
you
are we
think's
doing
better right now, Damon Williams or Julian Sain?
right now? Ah, I'm gonna take Sand. Yeah,
Come on, brother.
I mean, look at who he's played against. Like I just that's the problem. That's the problem. That's the problem. He hasn't played nobody. Saying in his first start against Texas looked good. He looked good. He made all the throws he needed to make. And sometimes that's all you need. I just haven't seen him play anybody. I mean, we're gonna find out about him this week. So I'm not. We're gonna find out. We gonna find
We're
out.
Hmm.
gonna find out for sure.
I need to know where those 32 points are coming from because
You
Going
flying in
offense.
this weekend or what? You flying in this weekend or what?
I wish I had flying in money and time.
4K, Kai.
Hey, ain't no
It's gonna
way.
be in 4K.
32 points is ridiculous.
I said 31-29.
31-30 is crazy. Like I don't know where 30 points is coming from. Yeah, especially against that defense. No. Um, no. I
I
think
gotta
we gave
watch
up
this
what 30
offense
points
play.
all. I think we gave up like 30 points like twice all last year. Let alone
This
30
offense.
with this defense. God.
Have you watched
Make an
any
argument.
games? Like how many UW games have you watched this year?
I watched a bit of the Colorado State game. Nobody wants to watch. I like first off, they barely come on in where we're at. They barely come on. Then two, like I'm just not going out my way to watch a UW game. I'm just not. I don't go out my way to watch some Ohio State games. Like I didn't watch them against Grambling.
The only time this team has not scored on a drive is when they took a knee.
Oh my
They have
God,
scored on every possession. I
that's
get it,
that's
bongs,
great.
but like you've seen top teams, top 10 teams struggle.
Yeah,
This team's offense is legit, and I promise you that. Ohio State is a world class defense.
you're right.
I
We
think
have
they're one of
not
the
we have
best
not
defenses.
faced off against elite offenses in the last couple of years.
I'm
Never.
sorry, but Arch Manning didn't do like
I said in the last couple of years. You act like Jermaine Matthews Jr. didn't play last year. Stony Styles. Oh, they played last
I,
year.
I'm sorry. I make an argument that the defense this year for Ohio State is better than last year.
They're better than last year. That's what I'm saying. They're better.
well, they got a better coordinator too, but
Agreed.
I think I I look at the play calling for UW and I'm like, this is different. Like read option, RPO, getting out on the boundary, the passing game, fade balls to Denzel Boston is just automatic. Like Takario Davis will be back for this game, so I'm hyped about that. But that one thing that Jaden mentioned worries me that Buda Aika, he injured. I think it was his knee got rolled up on, and I think it's MCL. So I don't think he will be
Mm.
back for this game. There's a good chance that Arizona transfer Jacob Manu will be back, so that'll be helpful. But that freshman Rainey Cell is also coming back from ACL. So linebacker will be limited. We rotate 9 guys on our D line though, so I am happy about that. But like Ohio State, they got the trenches for sure. Um, my pick comes down to just the big three on UW,
Just
and I don't
vibes.
think I don't no, I just don't think any team has seen a quarterback like Damon Williams, where he could I'm being honest with you though. You can laugh all you want, dog. See, bro. Go ahead, laugh, bro. You gonna watch this game later,
Oh, we
but
haven't seen Jamal Williams. Oh, he's shivering my boots. We never played a quarterback like him ever.
Makai, you kill me, bro.
he playing like Kyler and Lamar, bro. When they were in college.
You would thought Lamar's coming to town. Oh my gosh. I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback, but he's not bad at all. Demond can play, but dang,
Husky
We're gonna see.
Stadium, saying ain't gonna hear nothing. He ain't gonna hear nothing.
he'll be just
So you
fine.
don't look.
When he looks over and
No,
sees that tall, 6'3", 240 pound
Bo
receiver that runs a four
Bo
three,
Jackson gonna have to run for 150 for you guys to win this game. I'm
no,
telling you right now.
no.
Say that again? Wait. Who needs to run for 150?
Bo Jackson,
Bo Jackson.
no. Do you know the weapons we have on us? No, no.
Yup, got legit corners, two legit NFL
Okay,
corners.
yeah. We got an NFL receiver, two of them, really three.
You know, you know what worries me?
We'll
It's
match
not even the
up.
it's not even the corners that worry me. It's our safeties. That's what worries me.
Our safeties look good though.
Not McKellum, but everybody else. Talking about everybody else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am a little bit worried about the NAU transfer, but he had 2 interceptions last game. He's looking good, so we will see. Obviously, it's Ohio State. Like, is another level. It is a whole nother level. But hey, man, teams come to UW and they can't get it done. So we'll see what happens. We are out of time for the night. I think we'll talk more about this game come next week with the results. But I appreciate you guys joining for another week of college football with us. And please like and subscribe to the video. And we'll be back in a couple of days with some more NFL content. This is Magnet Ball Podcast signing out. Y'all have a good night.
Peace.
Oh my God. You so confident. Throw up some bread, bro.
You didn't want to.
Like, what's happening,
Two?
bro?
When I
Look, I'll bet. I'm not betting $200. It's crazy, but I'll bet.
did I say 200? I thought I said 180.
Wow, that's so much lower.
Yeah, it's $20 lower.
Yeah, it's moving me right there. I'll bet. I'll gladly bet.
How about 100? Pay me half. Pay me half.
I, mm, I don't get
Question though, like y'all think the spread will increase over the week or decrease or stay the
Increase.
same?
it'll increase. Yeah,
Increase.
You think it will increase?
I wouldn't be surprised if it
What do you
hits 10.
what do you think of the 8.5, Jaden?
It's very generous. Very generous.
Very.
I'm not hating on my boys. I love the dogs, but this is a good team. And not to mention, we haven't played anyone.
I had a
You
13,
guys,
13 and a half.
Ohio State barely beat Texas, and Texas looks terrible.
No, but they're not the teams. Texas is not compared to the teams that we've played.
Texas
Like,
would
it's not
beat
even close.
would beat you guys. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Uh,
Texas would beat y'all. Like,
Well, hold on. I don't know
the way
about that. It'd be
the
close.
way Arch is playing.
ours would
Texas
be
had a
just.
better roster than Texas had a better roster than us 2 years ago, and we beat them in the Sugar Bowl.
I don't think the roster was that much better, but that's just my opinion. Y'all offense was crazy. Like, nah, that offense
Yeah,
was
we had
nah,
Michael
nah, nah, nah.
Penix.
That offense was crazy.
God bless that man.
look, I give y'all that offense was ridiculous.
No, nobody was stopping that offense
no, 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 no.
until Michigan decided to cheat. Anyways,
Yeah,
yeah,
that
yeah.
Michigan team.
I,
I mean, in their defense, the team stopped every receiver, everybody.
honestly, I thought the spread would be 10.
I had 13.
Eight and a, you're just yeah, all right. You can't say you haven't watched any UW football and say, oh, the
I
spread
watched I watched
is 10.
some of the Colorado State games. Like I did. They're not a bad. You guys aren't bad at all.
Colorado State couldn't even tackle us. They couldn't even wrap up.
Guys, also y'all were
Earl
struggling
Coleman
for a
had
bit.
5 touchdowns.
Y'all were
Five.
definitely that game was definitely close for a bit.
He was counting. He
For
ran
a
out
little
of
for a
fingers
little
on his
too
hand.
long. It was close for a little too long.
Was.
Well,
And
we
Jonah
have a
Coleman
we have a.
is different.
This is the thing about UW's defense. It's very susceptible to the pass. We leave guys on an island, and we're literally just playing man, and then having different blitz packages out of that. So like Ohio State receive. I don't know if we can do that against y'all because like obviously you guys got receivers that can separate, and I do not want to see number 12 in man coverage on any of y'all receivers.
What I'm talking about.
If y'all play any man, it is over.
Oh no,
Oh yeah.
our outside two corners will be just fine. They will be just fine. Bro, no one has
As I
completed a pass on
as
either of them.
as I said, as I said, it's the safeties that worry me.
Dude, I'll
You
be
put you
realized
put number 12. You put number 12 against Ennis. Oh Lord.
Or that tight end, yeah, it's bad. What's his Max Klein or whatever?
Okay.
But Ticario 6'4", Ephesians 6'4", 7 feet wingspan. They'll hold on. They'll
Yeah.
play.
Y'all are man, it's over. It's right.
Agree.
It's
What did
over.
Texas run against y'all?
They went on a lot of zone. Kept
They,
everything in front.
Yep. Like
Teams
the
that go
Wizards
man
did.
get cooked. Oregon went man, cooked. Tennessee went man, cooked. Notre Dame went man,
I hope
cooked. And Tennessee had arguably the best corner in the league and in the country last year. He was getting fried.
Ooh,
Gerard McCoy.
ooh,
Gerard McCoy.
Ain't heard of him.
ooh.
Y'all don't know who Gerard McCoy is? He's still on the
Never heard of
roster.
the brother.
He's one of the best. He's one of the best corners in the nation.
Yeah, Georgia cooked him too, huh?
Who, Gerard?
Apparently.
I mean, Gerard is very good. He wasn't the main issue of why they lost.
I never heard of him.
Never heard the dude, so
Dude, Gerard McCoy is
I don't
projected
know.
to be a top pick in this year's draft.
I must not be
How are
paying
y'all
attention.
corners? Like, how they gonna deal with Denzel?
Boston, oh my
Ohio State
God,
corners?
we're so concerned. Oh my God,
The thing
Jermaine
is,
Matthews Jr. What is he gonna
you
do?
those
Denzel
Texas
Boston,
receivers are not.
no, Denzel,
He's
no.
a first round draft pick,
Oh my
Makai.
God, he's so scared of him. He's never faced against
Makai
elite
Anyways,
receivers ever, ever. Jermaine
is
Matthews
like
Jr.
a
bro,
He's never faced any
chill,
elite
bro.
receivers.
Pipe down, bro.
Makai,
Pipe down.
Makai is like a TikTok streamer.
Bro, no, he's a rage. Makai's a rage baiter. Rage ass
Ironic,
nigga.
ironic.
No.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna entertain. This is okay. It's fine. You know what? At the end of the day, we're gonna come in. We're gonna come into Husky Stadium. It's a business trip.
UW loses, like it is what it is. They're not ranked, but like, hey man, I want the upset, bro, and I'm not
I
gonna
mean,
bet against
I
my
would, I
team.
would, I would. I mean, I don't blame you. I mean, I would
If
be the
roles
same
were
way.
reversed, you pick Ohio State.
I did. I mean, shoot, I would
But
too. I like. I
you
don't
must
like
not be that confident, Makai, because you won't put 100 down.
because I'm not getting anything out of it. We only take wise bets over here, bro.
Okay.
Hey man.
You get to keep your money.
That, I can
Live
keep my
another.
money without taking a bet. Like what?
All I know is if UW wins this game, I'm storming the field, bro, and I'm throwing a parade, bro.
Man,
Like it's
you
up.
have
It's gonna
fun
be up in the city.
because it's,
It's
it's
gonna be
and
up in this
then
206.
and then you're gonna wake up because it never
Orange
happened.
Sands gonna come and start shaking, bro. Them decibels, bro. You ain't gonna hear nothing.
We're not
Promise you.
losing this game.
He's
Like,
gonna be
I'm
like,
confident
Coach,
it'll be
what's the
fun.
play? What's the play? I can't hear you, Coach. Seattle is a top 5 city to come and play in, no matter what the sport, no matter what. Football, baseball, college football. Shoot, even the WNBA, bro. It's loud, bro.